Security Act. And the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Weber, is this your first time to give a second time? You'd think I'd remember that, wouldn't you?
No, sir, I don't think you would need to, Mr. Chairman. Just
Well, I'm delighted that you're here.
Thank you.
We're delighted, and without objection, gentlemen's now.
Thank you, and I thank the chairman and the ranking member and the other committee members. And I am speaking, Chairman Smith has asked me to serve as the committee's spokesman this afternoon, and I will be speaking on H.R. 2728. And I thank you for including the Science Committee's language in the bill. This summer, we reported out of the Science Committee H.R. 2850, known as the Hydraulic Fracturing Study Improvement Act. This bill has been combined with H.R. 2728. Basically, our legislation is now Title II of the broader bill under consideration, our being the Science, Space, and Technology Committee. Title II addresses a fundamental flaw in the EPA's hydraulic fracturing study design. Specifically, the current study is focused on a search for, quote, possible problems, end quote, with hydraulic fracturing, rather than what would be, quote, likely or probable, end quote. And this flaw was identified almost immediately after the EPA released its study plan in early 2011, and stakeholders and independent experts, including members of the EPA's own Science Advisory Board, have repeatedly recommended the agency assign probabilities and uncertainties to its work. Title II directs the administrator to ensure that possible impacts of hydraulic fracturing on drinking water be accompanied by objective estimates of probabilities and consequences. Key word there is objective estimates of probability and consequences. The bill also requires peer review of any final or interim report prior to the issuance of the report by the EPA. What we would ask, Mr. Chairman and committee, ranking member and committee, is as this legislation moves to the floor, we would ask this committee to issue a structured rule allowing for appropriate amendments. What do I mean by appropriate amendments? Due to the involvement of the Committee on Science, Space, and Technology in Title II of this legislation, we would request that the Science Committee be specifically allotted time under the rule to allow its members to speak to the benefits of the legislation and Title II in particular. Again, I want to thank you for including H.R. 2850 in this important legislative package. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Chairman Hastings, you and I have had discussions